Welcome to the 5th episode of TVLF. In my second video, I was talking about the myth or the misconceptions about forensic science. Today, we'll be talking about how to calculate the time since death. So when we talk about the time since death, the time since death simply refers to the frame time between the death and the discovery of an organism. So according to the archaeology, they talk about the time since death as the time since the deposition, and in my field as forensic scientists, we call it the postmortem interval. So now let's get back to brass tacks. Let's talk about how to calculate the time since death using the formula. We're going to use the formula, the time since death formula, to calculate the time since death. So using this formula, that the time since death is equal to 98.6 minus the rectal temperature. The rectal temperature. All divided by T. So this T is the ambient temperature, and the ambient temperature depends on the surrounding temperature of the body being discovered. So this T also implies that when T, which is the ambient temperature, is greater than 32, then that means that T is 1.5. Also, when T is less than 32, it also implies that T is 0.75. So you also have to know that all these calculations, they are all in degree Fahrenheit. So in degree Fahrenheit. So we are going to solve one example and also one application example. Yeah, so let's start. Okay. Calculate the time since death of a body with a rectal temperature of 35 degrees Celsius and an ambient temperature of 35 degrees Celsius. So I come to solve it. Solution. Now, according to our question, we're giving the ambient temperature and the rectal temperature. So we're giving the rectal temperature to be. So someone may ask, how did they take the rectal temperature and the ambient temperature? So the rectal temperature, they put the thermometer in the rectum of the person and they record it. And also the ambient temperature, they take the ambient temperature is simply the temperature, the surrounding temperature at which the body was found dead. So just pick it and check it in. They also record it. So they found out that the rectal temperature was rectal. So let the rectal temperature. Rectal temperature is 35 degrees Celsius. 5 degrees Celsius. Then the ambient temperature. Let's remove it to be this. vector temperature. So, and it's equal to 35, so 35 degrees Celsius. And also, let the ambient temperature, the surrounding temperature, to be, that's CA, to be, say, 35 degrees Celsius. So since we are working in time series, we calculate everything in degree Fahrenheit. So you have to convert the vector temperature, which is in degrees Celsius, to Fahrenheit. And also, with this one is already given to be in Fahrenheit, so 5 degree Fahrenheit. Degree Fahrenheit. So this, with the ambient temperature, you won't calculate because it's already in degree Fahrenheit. So what you have to use the standard that they give it, that when it is greater than 32, then it's 1.5. When it is lesser than 32, then it's 0.75. So we have established that, so we're going to use that to solve this problem. So, using the conversion formula that degree Celsius is equal to degree Fahrenheit minus 32 times 5, all divided by 9. So we have our vector temperature to be 35. So we place it here beneath it. So 35 is here. Then it's equal to degree Fahrenheit, which you don't know, which you're about to calculate. Then minus 32 times 5, all divided by 9. So here you cross multiply. Multiply the 9 times the 35. So multiply the 9 by the 35, you get 315. Then multiplying the 5 by the degree Fahrenheit, you get 5 degree Fahrenheit. Then minus the 5 times the 32, we get 160. So what we will do here is that the 160 over here will cross the equal sign to become a positive. So you get 5 degree Fahrenheit is equal to 315 plus 160. So with that, we get here to be 4. So it's 5. We get 475 divided by 5 degree Fahrenheit. So we have to make degree Fahrenheit stand alone. So you have to divide it by 5 here, by 5 here, so that degree Fahrenheit will be alone. Then we have 475 divided by 5. So degree Fahrenheit here now is equal to 475 divided by 5. We get, okay, so we get 95. So now we calculate our vector temperature to be 95 degree Fahrenheit. So we will slot it inside the original formula, which we have established already, that the time TSD is equal to 98.6 minus the rectal temperature, all divided by the ambient temperature, which is TA. So our 98.6 here minus the rectal temperature was 95. Then on the ambient temperature, which we know that is 35, which is greater than the 32, so now it's now 1.5. So we calculate the time same there to be. So you have to 0 here, so you have to do this to be 6 here, then 3, all divided by 1.5. So with this, we found out that the time says that it's 4.8 hours. So this implies that the person was dead at 4 hours. So what this means is that the person was dead at 4 hours. So we have to find those who visited the person when it was 4 hours to his death. So we find it with the security cameras to find out where the person, those who visited him, so that we can find this, can find the suspects and find the real perpetrators of the crime. So now let's solve another example. So the second example is the of the Mongolian. On his way to Nevela was founded it was realized that his rectal temperature is 34 degrees Celsius, and his ambient, his environment, his environmental temperature mental temperature was 0 degrees Celsius. So in this particular case, the king of the Mongolian on his way to Nevela was found dead. Yeah, found dead. So the king of the Mongolian on his way to Nevela was found dead, and that it was realized that his rectal temperature is 34 degrees Celsius and his environmental temperature was 0 degrees Celsius. So with that, you find out that both the temperature here are in degrees Celsius. So you have to convert them to degree Fahrenheit. Because since we are working in degree Fahrenheit, you have to change all of them to degree Fahrenheit. So in this case, we're using the formula for converting degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. So for the rectal temperature, in degree Fahrenheit, we say that degree Celsius is equal to, open bracket, degree F minus 32 times 5 all over 9. So his temperature was 34 degrees Celsius. The rectal temperature was 34 degrees Celsius. So you put it here, 34. Then degree Fahrenheit minus 32 times 5, close bracket, all divided by 9. Multiply the 34 by the 9. Then we get one figure. Then other side to multiply, we get a linear equation that we can find out his temperature in degree Fahrenheit. So the 9 times the 34 gives us 306. 306. Then 5 times the degree Fahrenheit gives us 5 degree Fahrenheit. Then the 32 by the 5 will give us minus 160. So we transfer this, cross the equal sign to become plus 160. So 306 plus 160 is equal to 5 degree Fahrenheit. So adding is, so 466 degree 5 degree Fahrenheit. So we divide it by the 5 so that the degree Fahrenheit can stand alone. So degree Fahrenheit is equal to 4, 6, 6, all divided by 5. So we get something like 93.2 degrees. So since we've gotten the rectal temperature, we also have to find for the ambient temperature. Then also you have to use the rule that when it is greater than 32, then it is 1.5. When it is lesser than 32, it is 0.75. So now you also have to calculate for the ambient temperature, so which is the same as the environmental temperature. So using the same formula, so you have to just change it to ambient temperature. So for ambient temperature, so this have to be yeah, so since here is degree, the degree Celsius is 0, so we put 0 here. So if here is 0, automatically 9 times, any number times 0 is 0. So this side, we don't get it, we just have to solve this one and you put it to 0 and solve it and get our the ambient temperature in Fahrenheit. So this time, since you know that 9 times 0 is 0, so put it equal to 0. Then we solve for this. So 5 times degree Fahrenheit will be same 5 degree Fahrenheit, then minus 160 is equal to 0. So this time we transfer the minus 160, we cross the equal sign to become plus, we won't bring it because it's not necessary, not say that necessary, but so with this 160, then here will be 5 degree Fahrenheit. So this point we divide it by 5. So degree Fahrenheit is equal to 160 divided by 5, which is equal to 32. So for degree Fahrenheit for the ambient temperature is 32. So it's 32 degree Fahrenheit. So now you are going to use it to find the rho, the time says that. You're going to use the general formula we use. The time says that that's S time says that TSD is equal to 98.6 minus the rectal temperature, all divided by the T, which is the ambient temperature. So checking here, the ambient temperature is 32. If we are saying that when it's greater than 32, then it is 1.5. When it's lesser than 32, it is 0.75. So now it's like it's equal. So should we use the 0.75 or we should use the 1.5? But here it's like it's equal. But you're talking about when it's greater. So since it's greater, we are going to use it's lesser because it's not greater. So you have to use the 0.75 to calculate it. So you say that TSD is equal to the 98.6 minus this one, the T for the rectal temperature is 93.2 of 93.2, all divided by the ambient temperature, which is 0.75. Says it is not greater than 32 degree Fahrenheit, which is the standard. So you have to calculate. So we have to subtract the 98.6 minus the 93.2, so that we get 5.4 divided by 0.75. Then we get something like the time says that, so TSD is equal to 7.2 hours. Yeah. So this brought us to the end of calculating for the time says that. So meaning a person died approximately, estimately 7 hours. So when it's meaning 7 hours was when the person was dead. So that's when you find out that the person was dead. That's 7 hours. So with that, you just have to find those who are related to the king of the Mongolians, so that we find at that particular time those who were with him at that time, or those he knew, or maybe someone he has argued with or something like that, so that he can find out and put them as suspects and find the real perpetrators of the crime. So this brought us to the end. Thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and also hit the notification button to get the next episode of my video. Thank you.